I want to show you a couple tricks for moving the pick around the hand so that we can gain access to a few techniques that we normally can't do whenever we're playing with a pick. If I normally tap with my middle finger, I don't need to make any adjustments to how I hold the pick to still be able to tap with my middle finger. But if for some reason I need my pointer finger or I need to tap with more than just my middle finger, a simple thing you can do is to just use your thumb to drag your pick up your index finger and hold it right by your knuckle. And this frees up your pointer finger without losing the ability to tap with any of your other fingers. So if you need to tap with multiple fingers, you now can without ever needing to take the pick out of your hand. And the motion for this is relatively simple. It just takes practice. You just have to use your thumb to slide that pick up by your knuckle and then back down and then re-grip it. And you just got to practice doing that, switching back and forth between your normal holding position and freeing up that finger so that you can now tap with your other fingers. The next way I move my pick is if I need access to my thumb for any kind of fingerstyle technique. And to free up our thumb, we're going to hold the pick with just our index finger, kind of like this. It's going to look a little different for every person because everyone's anatomy is a little different, but you're going to end up holding the pick a little bit like this. And to move it into that position, I actually find it's a little easier to push the pick against the middle finger and straighten out that pointer finger, and then to grab the pick with the pointer finger and pull it in, and then I have that wedged right there. And to move it back, I'm going to push on the pick with my thumb, and it's almost going to be pushing against the middle and pointer finger, and I'm going to pull my pointer finger down as I move my thumb forward. And that's going to slide the pick along the pointer finger, kind of like when we slide it back from the knuckle here. But since we're starting here, we have to move it a little bit out of the way, and then we can pull that pointer finger back in, and then we can slide it down the pointer finger with our thumb. And it just takes practice, getting the pick into this position and then sliding it back into your normal playing position. Now, once we get used to holding the pick like this in our index finger, we can now play fingerstyle again. So all our finger picking is still available to us, and the only modifications we really need to make to our picking patterns is instead of using thumb, index, middle, ring, we're going to be using thumb, middle, ring, pinky. You can also do techniques like thumping while holding the pick like this. I found you can even still do some flamenco guitar rasgueado patterns while holding the pick like this. Now, when you're doing the rasgueados and stuff this way, you do lose a finger. So instead of being able to use all four fingers, we can only use three, which is still better than not being able to do it if you have a pick in your hand. A couple little tips for moving the pick around in your hand. Sometimes you don't have the pick positioned exactly as you want when you bring it back to your traditional hold. One of the most common things I run into is that the tip is pointed in the wrong direction. You can use your middle finger to push the tip up or down to get the position to exactly what you want it to be. One of the other things I'll run into is where I don't quite get the pick all the way back to being between my thumb and my index finger. Sometimes I'll get stuck. I found the best thing is if you end up in a spot like this is to just do a quick little regrip. You can bring the pick up just a little bit on your index finger, then you can bring it back down, and then you can regrip the way that you want to hold the pick. So if in addition to playing with a pick, you also like to do 4-finger tapping or play fingerstyle or do thumping or any of those techniques, you can now do all of those things without ever having to put your pick down. While this video is just to show you how to move the pick around in your hand, for each technique I demonstrate, I am going to do a dedicated video. So stay tuned. Don't forget to hit like, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.